honored guests, I am Major Pat Ripton, the Deputy Commander of the Charleston District. On behalf of Brigadier General Daniel Hibner, Commander of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, South Atlantic Division, and representing our honoree, U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, Charleston District, Lieutenant Colonel Robert Nahabedian, Commander. Welcome to the Army Star Safety and Occupational Health Star Award presentation ceremony for Charleston District. The district would like to give a special welcome to members of the Army Safety Program, including Commander, U.S. Army Combat Readiness Center and Director of Army Safety, Brigadier General Jonathan Byron, Deputy Assistant Secretary for the Army for Environmental Safety and Occupational Health, Ms. Amy Borman, Office of the Assistant Secretary of the Army, Director of Safety and Occupational Health, Ms. Marjorie McDonough, U.S. Army Combat Readiness Center Command Sergeant Major Jean-Pierre Alcido. We are honored to have the following distinguished guests in attendance: the Honorable Philip Pounds, Mayor of the City of Isle of Palms, and our honorary commanders. U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, South Atlantic Division Command Sergeant Major Rodney Russell. The Fort Jackson Garrison Commander, Colonel Timothy Hickman. Director of the South Carolina Department of Natural Resources, Dr. Robert Boyles. Federal and state partners and distinguished guests. This morning, we recognize the contributions of all members of the district to a pervasive culture of safety in all practices. The first portion of this ceremony is an indoor ceremony, therefore, no salute is required for military members in attendance. Today, we gather to celebrate a significant milestone in our ongoing commitment to safety and occupational health at U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, Charleston District. At the heart of our recognition lies the prestigious Safety and Occupational Health Star Award, a symbol of our excellence in safety practices and a testament to our unwavering dedication to the well-being of our personnel. This award represents the culmination of years of the diligent effort and steadfast adherence to the highest safety standards, marking safety as a cornerstone of our daily operations. The color guard is provided by the Drill Sergeant Academy, stationed at Fort Jackson under the direction of Drill Sergeant Leader Candace Jones. And music for today's ceremony is provided by members of the 282nd Army Band under the direction of Sergeant Ryan Kirkconnell. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for rendering of honors, the presentation of the colors, and the playing of the national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. As we prepare to receive the Star Award, we will hear from key individuals who ensure safety is a priority in our daily operations across the Army and in the Corps of Engineers. First, I'd like to introduce Ms. Amy Borman, Deputy Assistant Secretary of the Army for Environment, Safety, and Occupational Health.
Good morning, everyone. First, I'd like to start by saying thank you for having us. This is your honor, and this is a huge honor, and we appreciate that you have invited us down to celebrate this with you and to raise the Army Safety and Occupational Health Star with you. It is a big deal. And before I get started on making my comments, I would just like to start by saying, for those of you who are in the room, but also have your face plastered in a gold star and are up around the room, would you please stand up so we can all recognize you and give you a round of applause, because clearly it is clear that you all are the reason that we are here today, because of all the work that you've put in and gotten us to this place. From where I sit in the Army, I do policy, right? Policy, advocacy, outreach, and oversight. Not really very exciting. But I am grateful every time I get the opportunity to come down and see how the policies that we put in place positively, and I hope it's positive and not negative, positively impact what you do and how you do your daily business, and really how you think about doing your daily business. And you know, we've been working hard up at headquarters to make some pretty significant changes that I hope that you will see in the near future. The very first one is we're redefining the word safety. Believe it or not, we have a definition of safety in the Army. If you look it up, it's pretty narrow. And so we are working very hard to expand that definition of safety, and really to include and move towards total worker health, which having a safety management system in place, I think really helps to drive you towards that step of thinking about total worker health or total soldier health. And so again, I applaud you, and I'm very excited that you invited us down today to talk to you, to be able to interact with some of the safety heroes that you have and we have within the Corps of Engineers and really within the Army. While I recognize that you guys were done last year and had your safety management system in place, and we waited until now to celebrate, you are really one of the leaders within the Corps of Engineers, and quite frankly, one of the leaders within the Army when it comes to implementing safety management systems. And so again, congratulations to you. So you and your team really do, and I know sometimes that may be hard to see, but really do play a significant role in helping the Army meet its #1 safety and occupational health strategic objective. And that is implementing safety, occupational health management systems all across the Army. And you're demonstrating that by earning that star today and by raising the flag as soon as we're done here as a recognition that you are amongst the leaders within the Army with regards to safety and occupational health management systems. So why is this important? Why is it important for us to have safety management systems in place? We've made a lot of really great strides in reducing our Class A mishaps, and I'm sure you all are aware of Class A mishaps, and General Byron and his team are doing a great job at doing that. But anytime we lose a soldier or a civilian or a contractor, it's one too many, right? Absolutely one too many. And so we have to build on the success that we're having, and that General Byron's team is leading the Combat Readiness Center to reduce those. by expanding our focus, as I mentioned, to total Army safety and occupational health, total soldier, total worker health. And how do we do that? We do that by integrating safety and occupational health into all of our business practices and not just focusing on those major incidents. Again, those major incidents are critical and they typically come with the loss of a life, so we can never lose sight on that. But how do we prevent those? How do we drive that down to zero? And we do that by integrating safety and occupational health into every single thing we do, into every single one of our business practices. And I don't, whatever position that you are sitting in right now within this district, you have a role to play, and I think you've seen that as you've gone through and you have implemented safety management systems. And so it's important to continue to challenge you. Doesn't matter where you're at, what level you sit at, you have a role in preventing incidences and preventing major mishaps. And the Army is breaking away, again, why safety management systems are really critical. We're breaking away from the traditional safety program mindset. If you think about safety and you think about what drives safety, and from the federal government, right, it's OSHA. And everyone is familiar with OSHA. And a lot of what we historically have been doing has been rooted in how do we meet compliance with OSHA rules and regulations. Here's the problem with that. We are in 2024, and a lot of OSHA's rules and regulations are based in 1970 technology, based in 1970 mindset and mentality when it comes to safety and occupational health. And they, quite frankly, have not done a lot to update where they're at. So what do we have to do? We have to take it upon ourselves to make strategic decisions using these outdated regulations, but only as a guide, and really helping us to drive and execute the safety mission outside of that status quo. We do that using our safety management systems, and you guys are doing that using your safety management system. So when we talk about safety management systems, what we're talking about is really a holistic approach to safety and occupational health. We know that organizations that have safety management systems in place and have been operating have a significant decrease. I apologize, I haven't had enough coffee apparently this morning, and I'm stumbling over words. Have a significant decrease in the number of mishaps. We see that. Our industry partners who are ahead of us with regards to the implementation of safety management systems and total worker health have shown 30 to 50% decrease in mishaps when there is a functioning and fully embraced safety management system in place. That's critical, right? That's critical to us, and we need to continue to move forward, and we need to continue to make progress. And I know when you think about safety management systems, for those of you who were intimately involved in this, right, sometimes it becomes a bit of, well, that's a lot of paperwork, that's a lot of record keeping, that's a lot of process change. But that's what helps us change our culture. That's what helps us embrace safety and occupational health management processes and protocols, and helps us integrate and think about safety before anything else, before we do anything else. So instilling this risk-based management concept and objective-based policy program and procedures provides us with the risk transparency and the tools that we need to make effective decisions in the environments in which we work. And I assure you, as you move further along in your safety management system, I think what you're going to find is that that not only impacts what you're doing here at work, but you carry that mindset home with you. And so as you're at home, getting ready to work on a project, getting ready to climb a ladder, getting ready to do something, That safety culture that you built here will filter into everything that you're doing here and at home. And that's really critical. And again, that gets back to that total worker health perspective, which is where we're trying to go, and that recognition that what happens to you at home impacts how you work, right? And how you work. If you've had a bad day at work, that carries home with you, and that impacts what you do. And so safety management systems really help us drive towards that total worker health. And we applaud you for, again, getting here and being one of the front runners within not only the Corps of Engineers, but the Army as well. So just the last thing that I want to talk about very quickly is we're heading into spring. We're coming up into summertime. This becomes, quite frankly, one of the most dangerous times of year from a safety and occupational health perspective. Because we're getting out in the field, we have additional contracts that are going into place, and we're doing perhaps more outdoor activities than we have done over the fall and winter. Now that perhaps is a little less applicable here in Charleston, considering how lovely it is today, and it's going to be much nicer than where we came from. But it's really important for us to think about that, right? And it's also really important for us to think about what can we do to change the mindset. What can we do? If you see something, say something. Know where to go for help. Do all of you know where to go for help? If you see something that you think is unsafe or needs some additional attention, do you know where to go for help? You should, right? Because you have the safety management system in place. And so you have the policies and the procedures and the people and the culture that you are embracing. And then just the other thing that I would say is, now that this management system is in place, it gives you another layer of accountability, and it gives you a layer of accountability to each other, right? So hold each other accountable. Are you doing the right thing? Are you thinking about safety? Are you ensuring that your contracts and your contractors are safe and doing things safely? And so this holding each other accountable and this accountability in everything we do really is the bond that holds us together, especially when we're at work, right? And so you guys have already done this through your safety management system, and it will continue to grow and develop and change over time. But I think there are a couple of really critical pieces, right? Clearly define your expectations, because expectations apply to all employees, all senior leaders, all individuals, again, regardless of the position that you're in. Embrace that accountability, acknowledge your responsibilities, and make a commitment to yourself and to each other to fulfill those roles, because that really is the foundation of management systems. And allow for feedback, for positive feedback, for negative feedback, because that really is the basis for how we perform and how we develop, and it contributes to building these working relationships. Hold yourselves, your peers, and really, probably most importantly, your leaders accountable. And this accountability is what holds your teams together, and it enhances readiness across the Army, and that's really why we're here. So just in closing, I do want to say, as we move forward, it's imperative that we continue to work as one Army with a common purpose to continually anticipate, identify, control, and eliminate hazards to provide the safest and healthiest working and living conditions. The South Atlantic Division is leading this charge, is demonstrated by her work in achieving the Army Star. And so I would challenge you to find another Army organization, whether that's another district within the South Atlantic Division, or it's another Army organization that's perhaps struggling to implement Army safety and occupational health management systems, and share your best practices with them, mentor them on their journey, and ensure they understand that they can do the same thing that you've done. It's not easy, but it is well worth it. It is well worth it. And I think as your system, your management system continues to mature, and you continue to mature in that management system, and your culture changes, and safety and occupational health is the first thought that you have, you can help others get there, right? That's sort of the reward at the end of this entire process. And it's important to share that, and I think you should be able to and should help others do that same thing. So I would just like to thank you again, sir. Thank you for having us. Really appreciate everything that the South Atlantic District and South Atlantic Division and the Charleston District are doing to help hold the Army accountable for safety and occupational health and help take us from being a reactive organization when it comes to safety and occupational health to being a proactive organization when it comes to safety and occupational health. Because only you can change the culture, and only you can help us drive those mishaps down to zero. And so I'd like to say thank you once again and congratulations. This is a huge accomplishment. Celebrate it, embrace it, congratulate each other, and then please carry it forward and help others reach the same milestone that you have and the same culture that you have. So thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Borman. Next, I'd like to introduce Brigadier General Jonathan Byram, Director of Army Safety and Commander, U.S. Army Combat Readiness Center.
Good morning, everyone. Just wanted you to know this is an absolute honor to be here today. And as you've heard already, this is a big deal. This award does not get handed out very often. You know, as we came in, I was thinking to myself, you actually have a majority of the safety enterprise leadership for the Army here today who came in. My command sergeant major's here, Ms. Borman's here, and her and I work very closely together. She does the policy. We help execute that policy at the Combat Readiness Center. And I did want to highlight Marjorie's here as well, who has done an amazing amount of work on the policy and procedures and the SOHs project. I know it's near and dear to your heart. And the fact that we're standing here today and you all are sitting here today demonstrates that you all have embraced this whole idea of SOHs, which is, I think, what you call it here in the Corps of Engineers. What I wanted to do was just quickly highlight 3 things that I think you all have demonstrated which have led to you receiving this award today. And the first is excellence. If you think about it, and I heard it said by Amy, this takes years to get this award. This isn't one of those things that just falls into your lap if you happen to do a few things right. It takes years of very focused attention to detail at all echelons within your entity here. So the fact that you all have done that to excellence versus just a standard is demonstrated by this award today. Number 2 is culture. And you've heard that mentioned, I think, Amy, I heard you say it anywhere from 2 to 5 times in her discussion. And as we all know, without the culture, the safety programs, the actual operationalizing of safety within your command doesn't happen. And I think one of the key aspects of that is this SOHs program, the management system that is being implemented very soon within the Army. And that helps you build this culture, but you all have obviously demonstrated that culture is alive and well within this formation. I really liked what you said, Amy. Now that, I mean, there aren't many of you. I tried to Google how many of you there were that have this award. Huntsville keeps coming up, so now you should, harass them now that you are going to have this award as well. But this doesn't happen. And so we encourage you to help out those throughout the rest of the command, really nationwide, worldwide, to winning this same award because it is quantifiable what you are winning today. So culture is pivotal, and you all have demonstrated that you have an excellent foundation for that, if not fully matured culture within this command. Number 3 is you have demonstrated that you all are professionals. Okay, and that professional is a fairly deep word when you really start to dig into what that means. One of the key aspects of it is that you police yourselves within the entity that you're part of. And I think that's very clear that you have done that within this command as well. So I am thrilled to be here. My Command Sergeant Major is going to raise the flag in a little bit and just let you know that this is not something that just happens every day. And I want to applaud you all on the work that you've done. And really what it's all about is readiness for our Army, readiness for the Corps of Engineers, and building that so that everybody is healthy. And I really like, I have officially embraced Amy's word, total worker soldier health. I think that's a great way to phrase it, because it is a holistic look at each of our, at your people who work for you and your own personal health holistically. And then I wanted to close with, so I was talking with the Vice. I sat down with the Vice Chief of Staff of the Army last week. The Combat Readiness Center is a direct report to the Director of the Army Staff and the Vice Chief of Staff of the Army. So that lets you all know, it's very clear, it is a very high priority in the senior leadership of the Army's focus. So what he was mentioning, and we were talking about, how do you get people to be safe? You have to have the foundation, the policies, the regulations, the procedures, but how do you get people to actually follow those? He was using the phrase with, the operational Army is you train to standard. In other words, you don't cut corners. You train to the policies, regulations, procedures that are established. And I would say, in your case, you train, but really what you do is day-to-day execution. I mean, you're in the fight daily with your mission set here. So I encourage you, just that day-to-day completion of your tasks, execution of your tasks that you have, to really stay focused on the small aspects of safety that you just got to do daily, the attention to detail. And that has been demonstrated here. So thank you very much for having us. And I just want to give you a hand, and you all give yourselves a hand as well right now for the hard work you've done. Thank you.
Thank you, Brigadier General Byram. Next, we will hear from Ms. Shelia Sollis, speaking on behalf of Mr. Troy Larson, Safety and Occupational Health Manager, Headquarters, U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Ms. Sollis is the Charleston District Safety and Occupational Health.
Good morning, everyone. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and the amazing Charleston team. It is a pleasure to be here today. I must say, seeing all of you gathered here for safety and the recognition of an organization who demonstrates excellence in their commitment to their employees, their visitors, their partners is amazing. Today, Ms. Foreman made a special trip here to personally recognize this achievement and present the district with the Army Safety Occupational Health Star Award. That represents a commitment to continuous improvement. This is truly a major milestone in this organization. Journey to improve beyond minimal safety standards and regulations. In 2018, the Charleston District set forth on a journey to implement a safety management system to transform safety culture. The Charleston District already had a good safety culture, but recognized they could be better and started their journey to 3 stages recognized, 3 stages implemented in the safety management system we better know as CSOMs. The district recognized moving through stages is not a race, rather a conscious effort to focus on a desired climate through leadership, engagement, employee participation at every level. Safety professionals like Ms. Shelia Sollis and her Safety and Occupational Health team, including our collateral duty safety officers and our quality assurance specialists, have gone the extra mile on a regular basis to gain continuous improvements and maintain a positive climate that ultimately leads to their desired safety culture. Our Chief, Lieutenant General Spellman, describes winning as safely, finishing quality projects on time and within budget. Notice how he intentionally capitalizes and starts the phrase with safely, demonstrating his commitment to his people, readiness, partnerships, and innovation. He makes it very clear that safety is not a priority in the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers as priorities change. It is imperative and part of our DNA and must be embedded in our culture. So here we are, celebrating the Charleston team journey to excellence. You've proven that you're the real deal. You've taken care of your people. You've improved your readiness posture. You've partnered to achieve excellence. You're now one of the few who are carrying the torch and leading the way to excellence in safety and occupational health. In closing, I want to say that being here with all of you and taking part in this ceremony is one of the highlights of my job. So thank you for allowing me to be a part of this well-deserved celebration, building strong safety. Again, thank you, Charleston District.
Thank you, Sheila. Our next speaker does not need any introduction. Brigadier General Daniel Hibner, Commander, U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, South Atlantic Division, and our host critic.
Good morning, everyone. Ma'am, I can't thank you enough for being here to celebrate this moment. General Byron, you as well. It really is meaningful that you are present for this celebration of an achievement in Charleston District and South Atlantic Division. And thank you to all the friends and family of the South Atlantic Division and Charleston District for being here. I want to say up front that this is not just a recognition of your collective efforts. It's a testament to your dedication, vigilance, and unwavering commitment to safety that each of you have demonstrated day in and day out. And safety, as you all know, is not just a box check or a formality to fulfill. It has to be at the very heart of every project. It has to be at the very heart of everything that we do on a daily basis. It's about ensuring that every member of our team, including our contractors that work with us, returns home safely to their loved ones every day. Every day. It's about creating an environment where everyone feels empowered to speak up, to intervene, to take action whenever necessary to prevent accidents and to protect each other. I want to thank you for your commitment, and I want to thank you for your dedicated service to our organization and its mission in support of our nation. We have been tested and challenged in more ways than we could have ever imagined, and we continue to demonstrate strength, resilience, and perseverance. And we have never done more with less, and you're doing it while accomplishing everything safely. This award is a reminder that safety must be a core value that is inculcated in everything that we do. Whether we're training, whether we're deploying, or we're going about our daily tasks, it's about fostering a culture of safety where each one of us feels responsible for not only the well-being of ourselves, but the well-being of our teammates as well. A safety award doesn't mark an end to our efforts. It is a celebratory moment in the never-ending endeavor to prevent accidents from ever happening. We must continue to uphold the highest standards of safety, to remain vigilant in identifying and mitigating risk, and to never become complacent. So let's take a moment to celebrate this well-deserved victory, but let's also recommit ourselves to the importance of safety in everything that we do. And ma'am, to your point, that's one district, we've got 4 more, and we'll get there. We're driving implementation, and this is the first of 4 more stars to come in South Atlantic Division. And to Charleston District, we all tip our hard hats to you. Job well done. You are an integral part of the force that stands ready to solve the nation's toughest engineering challenges at home or abroad, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. We will succeed at SAIs. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Finally, our last speaker will be our commander, Lieutenant Colonel Robert Nahabedian.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, and thank you for attending. Thanks for coming a long way from D.C. To the warmer weather, hopefully. This is a rare occasion in which I've actually worn the right uniform, sir, so I'm happy about that. So, early win. Today, as we accept this Army Safety and Occupational Health Star Award, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of our district employees. That's you out there. I'm immensely proud of you and the things you do every day. Your dedication to safety day in and day out is truly commendable. Safety isn't just a protocol for us. It's a way of life. From our QA personnel to our EM team, your commitment to prioritizing safety in every task is evident. We understand that safety goes beyond procedures. It's about being vigilant, proactive, and accountable. Our safety office leads by example, but it's your collective efforts that truly make that difference. You identify hazards, suggest improvements, and keep safety at the forefront of everything we do. As we accept this award, let's acknowledge and celebrate your unwavering commitment to safety while remembering that we can always improve. It's your hard work that's brought us here, and your continued efforts will help prevent workplace injuries, illness, and death. We must protect our most valuable asset, you, and those who help USACE with their missions, also our contractors. This award is a testament to your hard work, and I'm immensely proud to stand alongside you as we continue our pursuit of safety excellence. SAIs, building strong.
I would now like to invite Ms. Borman, Brigadier General Byram, and Command Sergeant Major Alcido, and Ms. Shelia Sollis up to the front to join us for the formal presentation of the report. Certificate of Recognized Excellence. This certificate is presented to Charleston District for recognition of excellence by demonstrating continuous commitment and improvements to safety and occupational health, and meeting the requirements of the Army Safety and Occupational Health Management System as an Army Safety and Occupational Health Star. Signed, the Honorable Rachel Jacobson, Assistant Secretary of the Army, Installations, Energy, and Environment, 23 February 2023. The folded Army Star flag is being presented to Ms. Sollis. All right, thank you, everybody. We would like to thank the many people who contributed to this ceremony. A special thanks goes to Drill Sergeant Leader Candace Jones, NCOIC of the Color Guard, and Sergeant Ryan Kirkconnell of the band. We would like to recognize Command Sergeant Major Rodney Russell, the South Atlantic Division, and our team from the Charleston District to prepare for this event. I know it's already been said, but finally, on behalf of the Executive Office, let me express our appreciation to all employees of Charleston District because of your dedication and professionalism that we are here today receiving this great honor. Immediately following the retiring of the colors, please join us outside for the raising of the Army Safety Occupational flag. Please exit from that forward. And followed by light refreshments at the rear of the room. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the departure of the colors and remain standing for the Army SOH. Building Strong, Army Strong.